Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, audio check, 1, 2, 1, 2, audio check, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, there we go. We have audio. All right, is this thing on? It looks like it is tonight. All right, let's go. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, you're tuned into another episode of Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. You tuned into another episode of Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch, and tonight we're playing Farming Simulator 25, and we're on the Riverbend Springs map, which is one of the 3 base game maps for Farming Simulator 25. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. And I know I sound like a broken record, but that's how I always kick it off. But without much further ado, we're going to jump right into it. We're kind of picking up somewhat from where we left off on the last episode. With Farming Simulator, I haven't been doing that much off camera because I've been playing other games. So, to be brutally honest, I haven't been spending as much time playing Farming Simulator 25 as I used to do. Although I still play, but mostly just these days when I'm on these lives. And haven't been doing a whole lot off camera, unfortunately, at this time with Farming Simulator 25. I just got I play a bunch of other games, and my gaming backlog is getting pretty steep. But I kind of gotten locked in on another game that I also live stream, and that's WWE 2K25. I played the My Faction mode, or at least I've been playing the My Faction mode in it quite a bit. But there's some stuff going on with that now that's really pushing me to change gears with it too. But I'm kind of locked in on that game, at least for this iteration of the game. I can honestly say I don't know if I'll be on board with the next iteration of that game either, with some of the things that have been happening with that game lately as well. But I actually, excuse me here, some issues with that game, just like the community's been having some issues with Farming Simulator 25. It's just really seems to be the kind of the nature of the industry right now, the direction that the industry is going now. They're pushing out, content, quickly just to make a quick buck before it's properly tested and troubleshot and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of bugs me because part of what I do in my day job is I do product reliability testing for software and quality assurance for software. So I know how some of this stuff works, so. But I guess in the private sector, I guess you're dealing with when there's money involved in and deadlines and stuff like that. I guess they're promoted to push stuff out before it's been fully tested, and that's a shame because it's kind of crazy now how your beta testing is actually done, after your updates go live. Man, that's just wild to me. But I'm gonna try to get off that soapbox for now, and let's just get into it. So as we come in, one of the first things we got to do that we always kind of forget about, well, we're gonna make sure we hit it now. Is we're gonna go over here and make sure that we have our cement production going, and we're picking up stones. So we got to, every time we jump in, we have to turn on the conveyor belt because it switches off automatically every time we load the game because it's treated like a vehicle. So we have to start the vehicle back up every time we start the game because the vehicle will turn off when we leave the game. But as long as we turn it on, it will stay on until we turn it back off again. So that's going again. All right, and let's go to the big map and take a look at where we're at with everything. So we need to check on, because we finished the grain elevator project, we need to just finish the playground project, and we should be pretty close now. We're at a point now where the playground is demanding wood beam, long planks, and rope, and we've supplied all those materials to it right now. So we just have to see after it exhausts those materials what it will demand on the next stage of the build. But that's where we're at right now on that build. And I think we're kind of good to go for right at the moment. So, and I think I did. I had to go back to look at the tape, but I'm pretty sure I delivered that rope here on camera. But I think I finished the rope deliveries off camera, but I started the process of doing the rope deliveries on camera, if I'm not mistaken. But if that was not the case, my apologies. And we did go ahead and deliver all the materials that are needed for the current stage of the playground build to the playground facility. So with all that being said, I think we're good to go for right now. So we're going to go ahead and crash out and make sure. I just want to make sure. Well, we should be all okay because nothing happens with the crops until March, anyways. And that includes grass. But I honestly don't know where we're at with my grass field either. But we'll just figure that all out on the fly. But let's walk over here and see what it's telling us. But it should be all. Oh, it says pH value is bad. That's not good. All right. Well, that's good to know. So we're definitely going to have to do some work, but not all of the grass field is saying pH value bad, just certain spots. Okay. So we're definitely going to have to address that because we don't need all that stuff should be saying perfect, so we definitely going to have to address all of that. Let's just take a stroll over here and see what the field is telling us over here. We definitely got some weeds growing over here, but they're all dead. Yeah, all this should better be saying perfect, but we're gonna have some issues. And let's bounce over here to field 2 and see what field 2 is talking about. Field 2 is saying perfect, and the only other field that should be giving us crazy or negative information right now is this one. Right, the C8 is giving us, and even it's saying perfect for right now. I just said, wait, it was saying needs plowing. Yeah, that's interesting. So, and I really hope that when the next version of this game comes out, that they, when you merge fields, that the fields update dynamically, so the game sees them all as one field, and it's not as uh, three separate fields, even though technically they're all merged into one field. They're still being treated as far as the field information and all that other stuff goes as three separate fields, even though they're technically, even though they've been merged together into one field. Once that this all needs to be dynamic, so that when you do this and you merge all this together, all this information becomes one, and and like the field numbers will update to one field number, and all the information for the entire field will be displayed in under that one number. I guess I'm probably not wording it right, but all this needs to be a whole dynamic thing when you merge fields, and all this kind of updates dynamically, and either it creates a new field number and new field information or whatever needs to happen behind the scenes so that this doesn't still behave as three fields instead of because you merge them. You shouldn't have three field numbers. It should be one field number under the created for the new merge field, and then all of the field details and all the field information and everything behind the scenes related to this new merge field should update dynamically along with that field number. If I think that I hope I'm explaining that right, but that it's kind of confusing to be the merge fields and still have to deal with each field individual. Like here, you got field information here, and you go to this section, you still got your field information here, but yet and still we merged all these fields together. So why is all this still separate? This should always be one deal once we merge them. All right. You can see the details are different for each one. This one saying nitrogen bad, but the pH value is perfect for that field. But the one saying perfect. Well, one's saying good, perfect, and this one's saying perfect and okay. So that's kind of frustrating. But all right, but enough about that. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. And here we're gonna go back to the farmhouse, and we're gonna move advance time to the next day, and that puts us in the month of March. And we should have lots of things that we can do once we get into March concerning the fields. But we still want to focus on trying to finish up this project so we can go ahead and finish up this series. I'm gonna go ahead and sleep. Hopefully, I didn't miss anything else important. But if I did, oh well. We'll just have to pick it up when we discover what we missed. All right, so first things first, let's go over here and take a peek at the playground project and see what it's telling us now. Is it? And it's now it's asking for wood beam, which we have supplied. It's asking for long planes, which we have supplied, and it's asking for rope, which we have supplied. So we're still not to the next stage yet. So it's still working through all of those materials, and you can kind of see the progress of the playground here as it happens real time. So that's all well and good. No, I shouldn't open the gate. All right, nice. All right, so what else we got going on? Let's go over here because we haven't been checking our fields really like we should be. And grass is dialed up and ready to harvest again. And I don't know if that's on the right cycle because we want to make sure that we have the grass on its second harvesting state so that we're maximizing the yield for it. And I don't know, I have that written down in my notes somewhere. I just got to remember what notebook I have it in. Uh, let's see here. Not in that one. I don't want to get too sidetracked here. Maybe it was, no, that one's just a Bible quotes there. So it's definitely not in that book. All right. Okay. I think it's this one. See, this is not it either, is it? But I think we had updated that. Ah, shucks. I don't know where I wrote it at. Excuse me. Okay. If it wasn't in that book, it had to be in this other book. I know I jotted it down somewhere. Or at least I thought I did. Nope, don't see it there. So I'm not oh, maybe it was on this little notepad here. Okay, yeah. So grass is ready to harvest now. I think we want to wait until April to harvest it because I think if my calculations, excuse me, there, if my calculations are correct, my grass harvest months will now be April, June, August, and October. So let's so we don't harvest the grass yet. We wait until April. All right, and then we'll have a better yield. But just to make sure that's true, if we go over here now, and it should say expected yield, yeah, 80 something percent, 81%, and 89%. So no. Yeah, so we want to hold off on the harvesting just yet. And let's see what precision farming is saying. As you can see, we got we finally got the scores on most of the fields up, although for whatever reason, field two is still sitting at 70, and what it's hitting us on our nitrogen levels right now, which is wild, but okay. pH, yeah. All right, so let's see what our planting calendar and all that stuff is looking like. Oh, we got growth here, so our field is growing, so we just need to make sure we fertilize on that field, I believe. I honestly gotta see. Okay, is it? It says nitrogen perfect, so see, that's confusing to me. So why am I getting a hit on um, precision farming for nitrogen when it literally says that it's perfect, the levels are perfect? That makes no sense to me right there. And everything seems to be in the yellowish or the greenish area, but yet precision farming is saying that uh, when you look at it from this display, it's only giving me a rating of 70 right now, and it has the nitrogen bar is pretty much blank. I don't understand that, so I'm gonna just be frustrated about that. But you can see some of this stuff that doesn't make any sense here, like pH value here on 3 is grayed out, on 4 is grayed out, and on all 3 of these, this pH is grayed out. If it's just, which is crazy when you can literally see what we got lime oversaturation all over the place on these fields. So I don't know what else I can do to fix that. All right, so I'm gonna just leave it be and continue to do what I know to do. All right. So what else we got going on here? Crop calendar. Do we need to be planning anything? Let's see. Because that whole precision farming stuff it's kind of throwing me off right there. That's messing with my energy. All right, back to the crop calendar. Uh, oh yeah, we can definitely plant sugar beet. But the field, when I was on the field, it was showing me that it needs plowing. So where do we see that at? Fully, and I don't remember how things work uh with root crops. So if we turn the weed off, just let me see how. If we turn the weed display off, it definitely says needs plowing. But I know that the way precision farming works, we get a hit if we plow. So I don't know how I can clear that needs plowing without also taking a precision farming hit. Hmm. Hmm. Now, if I plow with a cultivator, will that clear the needs plowing indicator? I don't know. Let's see here. I know precision farming doesn't like it when you plow, so I don't know how to rectify that without messing up my precision farming scores. Let me see here. I got some modded planters that might be able to help me in this area, but I'm not sure. I might just let that ride and just go ahead and plant with a direct drill anyway, and just let that indicator just sit there and say what it says. Because I really don't want to deal with that precision farming hit if I don't have to, and I don't know if running a cultivator over the field would clear that needs plowing indicator. I guess we can test it and just see for what the heck. And what I do, here's what I do. We'll go ahead and save the game before I do anything else, and then we'll test it out. And if it doesn't work the way I want, and I hate to save scum to do it this way, but this is the way I got to do it. This is the way I would test it off camera. But unfortunately, since we're coming up on this on a live, we're having to do it during the live, so it is what it is. Let's see here. Plows, cultivators, cultivators. But I don't know if I run one of these over this field, will this clear that needs plowing indicator? So that's all I'm really trying to test right now. And let's see. I want to use something wide enough where I get this done quickly too. So we'll use the K brand Prolander here. We don't need nothing fancy about it. We'll just get it as is. What's the horsepower requirement on that? 190. Oh yeah, at least. And let's bounce one of our tractors here to the shop. All right, and we reset that tractor to the shop. All right, and we'll bring this setup over to that field, and we'll cultivate, see if that changes the needs plowing state, or we actually have to use a deeper plow and not a narrow plow. I know I'm probably not using the proper terminology now, but there's two types of plows in the game. There's plows that there's plows that plow deep, and there's plows that plow shallow, and these cultivators are shallow plows in most scenarios. So we'll see here. See if that's updating needs plowing state. Let me go here and let's look at the sheet. And it is not, because it still says showing that red needs plowing. Yuck. I don't like that at all. All right, so settings. So we're gonna have to quit and come back in, and we're just gonna have to plow this field, because that's gonna bug me, and I know it's gonna hurt me in precision farming, whatever. All right, we're coming back in. The sugar beet is a root crop, so it's probably a root crop thing. I honestly don't remember, and, and I don't want to spend waste time researching that while we're on live. So that's something I need to look at off camera and see how that works. But it's been a while how the whole plowing situation works. Do you have to plow for every harvest for root crops? I don't remember. I know what I remember, if I remember right, it works that way for corn for sure, but I don't know about sugar beet. I guess it does. But out of the way, it's all good. So we're back in on March, and we're going to go ahead and grab a plow. And I don't know if there's any other shallow plows in the game that would update the plowing state, because I haven't really invested much in modded plows, and I'm sure there's probably a bunch of modded plows out there, but literally I haven't been doing much with the game in that aspect. So I don't know. I'm sure there's probably more than a few mods out there I could use that would help me with the situation, but I honestly couldn't tell you what they are. Let me see something here. That's invisible roller. Hmm. So I'm sure I have something that could solve all of these issues. I just can't put my finger on it right at the moment. Um, so I remember right, there was something you could do with this modded planter here, but I don't remember what it was. Where you don't have to go through all of that, those extra steps. That's why it's the um, unrealistic planner, but I don't remember what it was. Hmm. Don't know what to do. uh, 'Cause I really want to clear that needs plowing state. Hmm. But I don't want to take that hit. I guess we'll see, man. We'll just go ahead and plow it up, man, because I'm procrastinating too much, and that's that's gonna aggravate me even more. 320. We'll need the big boy for this one. 320 horsepower requirement, so that's good. And we'll just do the little teleport trick to get it to the shop quickly. In the interest of time, of course. Alright, so let's get the file folded up here. We're going to take this over to our sugar beet field and start plowing our sugar beet field up. And then we'll figure out later on how we're going to handle the hits we're going to get on precision farming as far as plowing and everything. I think what I can do is come back on later after I plow it and put stones and everything with a direct drill planter, and that will update our score and kind of counter that negative hit we'll get for going plowing. Let's go ahead and get our plowing started. And I'm going to hire a worker here. And then we're going to have to come back and clean the stones up in just a bit. Okay, and while the worker's taking care of that, we can hop over to the main farm. And let's check on some other areas of concern. Uh, let's start with seeing where we're at with our sawmill. All right, and we got a few different wood plank pallets that have spawned at the sawmill, but we have no use for them right now other than selling them for profit because the playground project does not need any new materials at this point in time. So we'll probably just leave those where they're at, and we won't do anything with them just yet. But we will be selling those shortly, but we don't need to sell those at the moment. So let's check on our animals and see what their needs are, because that's probably the only thing we need to address right now on the main farm, and it looks like that is the case as we cycle through the animals, and also our production chains. We already addressed the cement factory, and we have that going now, but that looks like we're very low on supplies there. But we definitely got stones are being delivered. It's just that we don't have any outgoing products being pushed at the moment. All right, all right. Let's see. The fermenting silo looks like it's still pretty well supplied. We might want to look at delivering a little straw to that facility. Mini biogas plant has great. Having technical difficulties. I'll be right back, folks. All righty. Have to monitor this from my laptop because I'm having issues with my desktop PC today. I see. So let me. Alrighty, let's see here. I don't know why I'm hearing like something that sounds like running water in my headset right now. I don't know what that is. All right. Hop off here for a minute. There's a lot. Alrighty. Sorry about that, guys, but having technical issues with my desktop PC. Uh, so I had to switch over to my laptop here to kind of monitor what's happening here because when I do my live, I like to monitor on another device so I can kind of see, what's going on real time with the live stream. Uh, but where were we? Okay, I was looking at the mini biogas plant, and there's a few things we could supply there. We definitely can drop off some slurry, some straw. We don't have any sugar beet. We can drop off some manure and definitely make some money off those materials. Uh, let's see. With the multi-dairy production, we're looking at milk and buffalo milk. We definitely can go pull some of that. We'll do that while we're uh, tending to the animals here momentarily. Multi-grain production, we're going to need a flour. It's not economical to buy that from the shop, so that production may remain on hold for a bit until we get another flower harvest. Once we have consistent flower harvest going in a good cycle, we won't be running the issues when we run out of flower between harvests. We just got to get that whole process going consistently and get better yields on our wheat harvest, of course. But that's something we'll address in a bit. All right, but let me get this set up back over here. 'Cause I don't know if my battery's fully charged on my laptop either. Okay. Uh, but I've kind of talked about this before. But I have a situation in my household where um, the setup in my office is on the same uh, line that my Xbox is on. Both my PC and my Xbox are in the same room, and I guess they're on the same uh, power line, if you will. And so since I got my new upgraded PC, which has a 750 watt power supply, for whatever reason, it causes the circuit breaker for my room to trip sometimes. And I had an electrician out to look at it, and all they could really tell me is some stuff about the box getting warm, but he didn't see any issues with the wiring or anything in the house. So, but he couldn't really give me really any details on how to resolve the issue that much, And I was out and I paid a decent amount of money just for him to come out to tell me a whole lot of nothing, really. And offer some, other expensive solutions as far as like rewiring stuff in the house, and that's definitely out of the question for what I got going on here. But long story short, I just have an issue with sometimes when I'm running the Xbox and the PC at the same time for whatever random reason, it'll cause the circuit breaker to trip. And I got a un, uninterruptible power supply for my Xbox, so that whatever I'm doing on my Xbox, I won't lose everything on my Xbox. But I don't have a UPS on my PC at the moment because it's just not economical for me to have two UPSs at this time, especially the UPS of the quality level that I have on the Xbox. But obviously, the PC is just as a value as valuable of an investment. So I definitely need to get a UPS on it as well. I just don't know where I would put it because I thought these UPSs would be tiny devices, but they're actually quite large. So I don't even know where I would stick it at right now at the moment. But that's something that's definitely going to have to look at. A future purchase is getting the same UPS or a similar UPS for the PC as well. Unfortunately, the UPS that I have could work for all of these devices, but I just have to run cables, all across the room, and that's just not feasible. So unfortunately, I have to buy two separate devices. I'd like to have everything on this one UPS because the UPS that I got for the Xbox is more than capable of providing support for every device that I own. But it's just uh, I can't have the power. I don't have power cords that are long enough. Basically, is my issue there because of where my Xbox is situated and my TV is situated, and where my PC and the monitor and my printer and all of those other stuff as part of my PC setup is situated. It's just not feasible. And in reality, power cords are just not that long anyways. So it's just a whole bunch of issues, man. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. I must say that. All right, but let me get my browser and my Twitch fired back up here. Uh, just a second here. I got it on my laptop, but I'm trying to get it back up on my desktop as well. So I just kind of threw my whole thing off there. All right. But while we're swabbling here, let's go. Looks like our worker finished his job, so let's fire the tractor back up, get the plow folded up, and let's make sure, take a look at what he's done here and make sure he didn't miss anything. All right, so we're looking good here. All right, let me see. Next up, we want to go ahead. No, I don't want to unfold the plow. Let's go ahead and return the plow back to the shop, number one. We'll finish using it. And we won't need it again for any other purpose, so we can just go ahead and return that piece of equipment back to the shop. So let's go here, vehicles, and go straight to our lease items. And we're looking for the 9MT, and we'll go ahead and return that. And next we need to quickly grab a stone picker. When you plow with that type of plow, it's immediately going to kick up stones, and that's just the nature of the beast. And let's see. And I don't want to spend all day picking up stones, so we're going to use the stones. So we're going to use the modded stone picker with the wider pickup. So let's put that. Got our beacons on. All right, we're going to lower our stone picker, turn it on. I want to give it higher the 8-hour working for this. I'm not sure if we can or not. All right, yep, we can. Ooh. And let me look at the menu for the stones, so we can definitely make sure we're not missing any of those. All right, and where that's on field 8. And that should give the field a cultivated state as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And I don't know what kind of damage it's doing for us on our precision farming. That's probably going to destroy that precision farming score. But it's still sitting at 91 now. But that, we'll have to see what the deal is there once it updates. So we need to make sure we get our sugar beet planted today, on day 1 in March, so we can go ahead and get that out of the way. While the worker's doing his thing there, we'll go ahead and do our thing with the animals. So let's go ahead and get our animals fed. And you know how we do it around here. And we'll use the high capacity trailer this time, the modded trailer, just in the interest of time and speed and efficiency. Get all the stuff knocked out. But you know the drill. And note, when I say modded, that also means unrealistic. So this is not the way how you would do it realistically. The process is realistic, but the capacities are not. All right, so let's see, what are we doing here first? Let's grab some barley. The barley is used for chicken feed, always and forever. So we unload our barley. And we're criminally low on barley as well. But wheat and barley are crops we're going to have to watch now. It's not economical for me to buy barley and wheat, but it looks like we're going to have to buy some at some point here in the not too distant future, because we definitely need our barley for keeping the chickens fed. And we have a barley field, but it's not supplying us enough barley to keep us supplied throughout the entire year, unfortunately, right now, before the harvest cycles back around. That's unfortunate, but we may end up having a buy some barley at least. We still are going to hold out on buying wheat because we don't really need wheat as much as we need barley, because barley is required for keeping the chickens fed. Okay, what are we supposed to be able to sell? When's the best time to sell those soybeans? I keep forgetting about those prices. In August, I gotta remember to keep that at the top of my brain. And we also got 230,000 liters of sugar beet. We need to do something with that too. I was kind of holding on to that because that could be used to feed another production chain, but we don't have the facilities yet to turn that sugar beet into sugar yet. But we need to look at probably investing in that facility soon. But straw, I just don't have it at the moment, and that's why I've been holding on to sugar beet for the moment. So that's straw. And what are we doing? The tip side back. Which animal needs straw? Pigs and the cows. And what is the scenario with the pigs right now? All right, 133,000. So the pigs are okay for the moment with their straw. So we just need to supply straw for the cows. All right, there's some straw. All right, there's your straw. All right, now we have some manure. We have a couple of places we can deliver manure. But we're not finished picking up manure first and foremost. We're going to drop manure off to the biogas plant. And that'll be turned into methane and electric charge, and we'll make money off of that. Next up, we will grab some pig food. I don't know, 34,000 liters is going to be enough, but we shall find out shortly. All right, so we got $10,000, 10,000 left out of 34. So that was 24,000. So let's grab a little bit of pig food. Oops, didn't even get that much, but still better to be over than under. Next up is total mixed ration. And total mixed ration is feed for the cows. Now we got to change our dump option to the side now, so we don't run into any collision issues. All right, so we delivered our total mixed ration for the cows, and our leftovers can go back into storage. All right, and that concludes this phase of the process, but we're not done yet. Because now we've dealt with the solids, and now we need to deal with the liquids. All right, so let's go grab our liquid tanker. And first, let's grab slurry. And this is slurry from pigs first and foremost. And I think it was 27,000 liters. And the cows also produce slurry, so we'll grab some from them. I just remember there's a solid that we forgot about. We forgot about grass. So we got to go back and get the trailer again because we forgot about grass for the sheep and the goats. All right, then we'll go ahead and deliver the slurry over to the biogas plant. Will be. And grab our milk products, and that'll be all of our liquids. Starting with buffalo milk. Got a whopping 683 liters of buffalo milk. Some buffalo milk going around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Buffalo milk going around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Thank you very much. All right, and so we're going to unload the buffalo milk. And now we're going to go get the cow milk. Got 6,740 liters of cow milk. And it just seems, maybe it's just me, but it seems like the cows produce much less milk than they did in Farming Simulator 22. But maybe it's because I have the production split between the buffaloes and the cows that's causing milk production to be for the cows to be very limited. Weird. I remember in 22 when I had that many cows, I used to produce a ton of milk. I don't know what's up with that. All right, so we're done with our liquids, I believe. Slurry in the milk products, so that should be all of that. Let's go back and address this grass situation here real quick. Gonna bring the old band back together one more time. Some grass delivered here. If I can drive right. All right, and we got to get grass out of the fermenting silo, right? Yeah, we didn't have any in there. Got to get grass out here. And we don't need a lot, but we do need enough to make sure that we have enough to keep the goats and the sheep adequately fed. I don't know why I'm having trouble using the spoken word today. Right side, tip side's right, so that's good. All right, we got the grass delivered. And it should be everything for the animals, I believe. I've struggled so much getting this thing lined up. I really need to work on finding a different spot for storing this stuff, because these trailers in here is kind of tricky. So it'd be easy peasy if I was a better driver too. So there's that. As you guys can see, and this pretty much follows how it is in the real world for me too. Is I struggle with backing up. Always have, probably always will. Snagged on the edge. I hate it when it does that. Sometimes I don't understand what the trailer's snagging on all the time. I guess it's the tire there, but it seems like there's something else that's sticking out further to the side that causes problems sometimes too. Alright, so we should all be good to go now. Oh, sorry. Had to get a crash counter today, didn't we? Crash counter +1. Just running over my flowers. I guess I don't like my flowers that much. I'm not a flowers type of guy. Aye. And look, I just noticed that my telehandler needs fuel, so let's go ahead and get it fueled up. Alright, so let's purchase some for that. Probably use a little bit of maintenance too, so let's go ahead and do some maintenance as well. This is my most heavily used vehicle in the game. Let's just go ahead and do repairs on any of my equipment that needs it. And also do a few repaints as well, just to get off everything up to pristine condition. Why not? There we go. Good as new. Alright, attached. Well, I'm trying to get it attached. There we go. Good. Well, let's see how our stone picker guy fared. I see some missed spots, so we gotta go deal with that. of understanding, so yeah, sometimes. All right, so that's the spot there. Really get it. That matters. That spot is where. Yep. And here's the area that was missed right here in the back. Lower. Turn it on. This section here.
You just dropped it.
Got to take my mind off the meat. All right, so now that we have all those areas done and all of the spots that the AI worker missed, we can go ahead and unload the stones, and we already have a facility that we own for getting rid of the stones. We'll go ahead and dump those as well. And that's over at the cement factory. And we just unload those directly into the storage for the cement factory. All right, here we are. And let's go ahead and get that unloaded. This is an area where I've never had a screening done before, so this might even worth a good screenshot here. Probably right about there. stones. Why this tractor makes this weird noise when you're backing up. I guess that's supposed to be like a warning indicator that you're backing up. That's a really weird sound for a backup indicator. Now that we're actually done with the stone picker, we can actually return it to the shop now. But we're not even close to being done with what we need to get done yet. So let's turn that. And then let's move on to the next one. So we'll keep the big tractor out because the next thing that we need to do is let's check the field before we do those other things. It should be up for possibly for lime. Yeah, let's go ahead because it's only showing blue. We don't want blue and purple. Not saying purple, and that's going to win. Yeah, we should have some lime out the store, so we should not have to buy lime right away. So this how much lime we have in that storage before we go buy some. Got 2,748 liters of lime. Not as much as I would have liked. We'll go ahead and grab some more lime. We actually, I don't know which lime is more expensive to get from the shop or get from the station. I'm going to go with the shop just for convenience purposes. But I hope that doesn't cost me a major premium doing so. Here we go. Rock and roll. We're going to use the AI worker for this process as well. And a lime spreader is set to spread lime automatically at the rate that's needed for whatever particular areas of the field need different levels of lime, so it automatically adjusts depending on what part of the field we're on. So you shouldn't have to do anything with that manually. Just run the spreader across the field, and it will update as needed automatically. I still have to keep the eye on the worker because they always have still an alarming tendency to miss spots on these fields. So just have to go check behind them and make sure that their work is complete and thorough. All right, there you have it. Did we miss any spots? Let's find out. Let's see, go to precision farming. pH showing lots of green, but a few blue. So we actually in some areas, excuse me, have oversaturated, but the lime coverage is great. Of course, the next thing we need to do is plant. But we can't plant while it's raining, so that's, well, actually, I think we can plant. We can't harvest while it's raining. Not that bad. But the only exception to harvesting being, I think, grass. Harvesting grass while it's raining doesn't think has any impact on the yield for grass harvest. But I could be mistaken on that as well, because that was definitely a thing in 22. I don't know if that's certain for 25. Goods. Got the storage. Hey, this is all, excuse me, equipment we own, so we don't need to do anything there. I'm sure we're keeping up with our maintenance. to go ahead and take care of that now. And as always, make sure all of our looks like it's still raining, so oh, anyway. It's still need this tractor for planting as well. Because that'll be the last thing we do tonight, because I have food that I need to eat. Alright. Too late, so I'm going to be getting on it as soon as we wrap up this live here, and about another 15-20 minutes here. Alright, so what are we doing next? We need to go to our planters category, and I want to see what this unrealistic is talking about on this Kinsey 4905 multi-fruit planter, because I don't know what the unrealistic adds. Oh, it looks like it adds root crops, and that's what makes it unrealistic. But yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Well, we'll also see if there's any other things. Oh, you can also adjust the working with as well. So we'll dial that up too. Might as well. Route guide, standard, rear light design, standard, triangle, yes, beacon light, none, brand, standard, lizards. Oh, you could put any brand on it you want, huh? That's interesting. Alright, H9, capacity. $15.25 should be fine, because we allegedly, I don't even know. I've never used this before, so we're about to find out. So let's lease it. And we'll teleport the tractor to the shop as well. Hitched up. Nope, it's liquid fertilizer, so solid fertilizer. So right. Yeah, we're trying to load it. whatever. Red seed section, sugar beet. Put the fertilizer in here before I keep sending myself through all of these gyrations here. But there's none in there. Allegedly. I thought we did put some. Liquids in that storage there. Oh, I got water in it. Good. Guess we don't anymore. Okay, that. That's too tight for this configuration that I have. I should move that sticking around, but I can't. We should get a few of these things here. Connect. Alright, so filling up with chemical fertilizer. I don't know how much we need to get the job done. Start with 4,000, let's do 3,000 liters and then work our way up from there. Now let's just report it back. Alright, we got the grocery and that will succeed and be ready to rock and roll. I think that's a nice train. I'm pulling the train right now. close cover. And we're gonna pull this bad boy. And let's get all that. Also, this one. All right, we'll hire a worker for this job as well, and see. Just keep a close eye on him as always to make sure he doesn't mess up the job. Actually going through the liquid fertilizer at a faster rate than I thought we would, so that's interesting. So we might actually run out of liquid fertilizer at the rate that it seems to be used up here, but we'll see how it all flows. Definitely purchased way too much seed. Alright, so far so good. The worker seems to be doing fair up. I spoke too soon. Fixed it. All right, he's almost finished now, so not too bad. Looks like it might only be a couple of spots that I have to go back and correct myself. But we're getting very close to having to call it a night for tonight's episode of the Switch Live Stream series of Farming Simulator 25. Okay, you left that whole big old spot there, dude, and you're talking about you completed your task. Okay. Make it make sense. And where's those other two spots that you missed here as you were coming out on the outside? It's a good thing about liming first is it leaves that white stuff on there so you can kind of see what more clearly what stuff you missed because you lime before planted, so all the areas that have lime on them will be white. So there's, when you do it that way, it makes it easier to see spots that were potentially missed. But there it is, and there you have it, folks. Another job well done. We got all our planting in, we got all our fertilizing in, and sugar beets down and ready to go. That's a good point to wrap up and end tonight's episode. Yeah, we incredulously poured way too much seed. But we'll put it all in storage. I should sell it. Sell it. We didn't even check the sales, did we? No, nothing there notable. So let's do. We'll just sell all this extra stuff. And let me go down here. Factory selling point. And we want to sell everything. Sell point. Hopefully this one will suffice. We'll find out real quick. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Okay, sounds like a plan. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and sell all the surplus that we got, and that's gonna bring us right up to the top of the hour. So we can go ahead and start wrapping up. First of all, I want to thank everyone for tuning in and checking me out tonight. You've been tuned in to another episode of Thursday 831 Gaming, live on Twitch. I'm Thursday 831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. Wherever it is you're running across my content, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. Also, depending on your platform, be sure to hit the notification indicator or the notification bell if you're on YouTube. That way you can be notified live when I have posted up new content and any other updates. So definitely hit that notification bell, hit that like indicator, and all of that good stuff. And also, episodes of my Twitch live stream series are uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. Wherever it is you run across my content, as I always say, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So keep repeating that over and over again. It sticks, right? That's just what they say. Episodes of my Twitch live stream series are uploaded to my YouTube channel, typically in their entirety. The same thing applies there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if that's where you run across my content on YouTube. That's about gonna do it for me for tonight. You've been tuning in to another episode of Thursday 831 Gaming. Playing Farming Simulator 25. We've been on the Riverbend Springs map, which is one of the 3 base game maps for Farming Simulator 25. And that's all I got for tonight. And I want to thank everyone once again, for tuning in and checking me out. And I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good night.